So the first thing we need to do is to find the information that we already know. So what is information that we already know? Well, we know that Marco on day 1 ate 25 tacos. So we are going to add 25 tacos that he ate on day 1. And also, we know that he ate a total of 67 tacos. So 67 tacos total. Okay? So that means that on day 2, something changed for Michael to have a total of 67 tacos. What do I need to know? I need to know how many tacos, amount of tacos Marco ate on day 2. So the first thing we need to think is we need to know what type of problem is this and what kind of operation we need to do in order to solve the problem. So if I see here that the first information I received is first, I know that Marco ate 25 tacos. And what happened next? Well, Marco ate more tacos. And at the end of the competition, Marco ate a total of 67 tacos. So with the information, guys, I know that this is a joint problem because I have information 1, 25 tacos. Then something changed, so I need to find this number. Because he ate at the end 67 tacos. We are going to use the bar diagram because it's better to draw the problem to be able to understand it and solve it. And then we are going to use mental math. So let's start with the bar diagram. So as you can see, guys, this line represents the total amount of tacos that Marco ate. They gave us information before. They said that Marco ate a total of 67 tacos. So I'm going to write here that my total tacos is 67. And I'm going to write total to remember that. Then the first information I have is that Marco on day 1 ate 25 tacos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my graph that represents 25 tacos, and I'm going to put it here. Then on the bottom, I'm going to say that this bar represents the 25 tacos Marco ate on day 1. Then I'm going to say, okay, I know that Marco ate more tacos on day 2 because On the last day, Marco ate 67 tacos. So I'm going to place another graph here, right next to it, that represents the number of tacos Marco ate on day 2. Do we know that number yet? No. So since we don't know the number, we are going to represent that number with the question mark. The question mark represents the number of tacos Marco ate on day 2. So to solve this problem, guys, I know that I'm going to have to subtract the total amount of tacos Marco ate with the amount of tacos Marco ate on day 1. With that, guys, I can do different things. I can either do mental math, so I can say, okay, to solve this problem, guys, I know that I'm going to have to subtract the total amount of tacos that Marco ate at the end of the contest with the total amount of tacos Marco ate on day 1. With this, I can draw my equation. So I have the first information, I have the total amount of tacos, 67 tacos, minus the amount of tacos Marco ate on day 1, which is 25. To subtract this, guys, I can start doing it from the ones. So I know that 7 minus 5 is equal 2. And 6 minus 2 is equal 4. So this 42 represents the number of tacos that Marco ate on day 2. So I'm going to say 42 is the amount of tacos Marco ate on day 2. It says Milena bought 125 beads to make a bracelet for her mom, but she noticed she needed 50 more. How many beads did Milena use to make her mom a bracelet? Okay, so from this information, what do I know? Okay, so I know that Milena first, Milena had bought 125 beads. I also know that later or after, Milena bought 50 more. What do I need to know? Well, I need to know the total amount of beads that Milena used to make the bracelet. in order to solve this problem, guys, I first need to know what type of problem is this. Well, I know that I have two parts here that are giving me the information. Part 1, guys, says that she first had 125 bracelets. And then I have another part that says that then she had to buy 50 more beads to make the bracelet. So then I need to know what is the total, or in this case, what is my whole. This problem, guys, is called part whole because they give me part 1 and then they give me part 2 to find out what the whole is. So this problem is called part whole. Know my information, then I go ahead and find out what is the equation that I have to make in order to solve this problem. Well, I know that I have to find a whole, and I know that this is an addition because I need to add the amount of beads that Milena bought later in order to make her mama bracelet. So in order for me to know how many in total she used, I need to add the amount of beads she added later. So this is an addition. The addition is 125 beads she bought first plus the 50 beads she bought later. I need to solve that addition. How do I solve that addition? Well, I can use base 10 blocks. In this case, we're going to use base 10 blocks. Okay. So I know that 100 is represented by a flat, and I know that my tens are represented by the rods. And since my first number, guys, is the number 125, then I know that I need one flat, 2 rods that represent the 20, and I'm going to use 5 cubes that represents the 5 ones. Okay, so this is the number 125. And now I know that I need to add 50. So I said, okay, I need to add 50. So that addition sign is the plus. And I try to find 5 rods that represent the number 50. Because remember, guys, each rod is 110. So 110 plus another 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30, plus 10 is 40, plus 10 is 50. So I'm going to write that number here. 50. What is my grand total? What is my whole? Guess what I do? I count everything together, guys. So first I count my flat, 100. Then I count my tens. So I have here 2. So 1 10, 2 tens. So let's count by 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and now I'm gonna count my cubes. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. So I see that I have 170 and 5 cubes, 175. And that is my total. Okay,